Pure and natural honey is part of the therapeutic foods in holistic sciences. Honey is a natural substance produced by honeybees. For example, referring to the several honey-bearing species, including the western honeybee, Apis mellifera, Apis cerana, which is the Asiatic honeybee or eastern honeybee. In holistic principles, one of the properties of honey include acting as a demulcent, which is a substance that protects inflamed mucous membranes in the throat, stomach, or intestines, as well as being a natural anti-inflammatory agent. Natural honey is also used as a therapeutic dietary addition to help in digestive well-being. In the same way, modern-day studies now highlight the potential of natural honey as a source of prebiotic properties that may influence gut well-being. This aligns with the existing holistic principles on natural honey being a high-quality medicinal food source as part of a well-balanced diet. Further, holistic sciences suggest that honey acts as a detoxifying and cleansing agent. The way honey is consumed can greatly influence its properties, as there are various combinations that can serve different purposes. Pure honey is also categorized as a nutrient-dense source. This is particularly due to its rich compounds such as flavonoids, phenolic acids, organic acids, gluconic acid, and amino acids, etc. OLAS 2020 suggests that honey contains about 180 different compounds, including organic acids, trace elements, minerals, vitamins, enzymes, and proteins. However, its primary group of compounds by weight are carbohydrates, comprising approximately 26 mono and disaccharides, typically present as 64.9 grams to 73.1 grams per 100 grams of honey, and fructose, constituting 35.6 grams to 41.8 grams per 100 grams of honey. Despite it being rich in carbohydrates, its food matrix effects are several because it contains a host of other compounds. In holistic practices, honey is often integrated into a healthy weight management plan for adults. So what is pure and natural honey? It's important to note that pure natural honey is defined as honey that contains no added syrups or sweeteners. This type of honey may be unpasteurized and minimally processed, consisting solely of honey as the single ingredient. Additionally, its consistency can vary. The reason this category of honey is regarded as one of the best for its medicinal qualities is that it maintains integrity of its properties. For example, it is suggested that heating honey can diminish its natural properties, and so holistically honey is not directly heated. To elaborate on this, according to available research, 5-hydroxymethyl furfural, HMF, is a compound found in honey and other foods, formed when sugars degrade during heating or storage. Elevated levels of HMF may indicate poor quality honey. Excessive amounts of HMF may have mutagenic properties, raising concerns about potential dietary risks. So holistic sciences suggest avoiding heating honey and to store it well, as it reduces HMF formation. At its best, the holistic approach states honey at its natural temperature is ideal. Natural honey is considered a source of simple sugars, primarily consisting of fructose and glucose, which are both monosaccharides. Here, specifically referring to natural sugars from real foods from organic sources. So why is honey considered a low glycemic index food comparatively? What does this suggest? Regarding its glycemic index, GI, honey generally has a moderate GI, often ranging between 45 and 64, depending on the type and composition of the honey. This means it raises blood sugar levels more slowly compared to high GI foods, making it a somewhat preferable option for those looking to avoid rapid spikes in blood glucose. However, since the exact GI can vary, it's still important to consume it in moderation, especially for those managing blood sugar levels, as part of a healthful diet. It also depends on who's consuming the honey and individual physiology. Similarly, fructose has a lower GI compared to glucose, which is what honey contains, as well as other compounds that influence its glycemic index being relatively low compared to refined sugars. According to Bobbies et al. 2018, fructose is the sweetest naturally occurring sweetener. It has a glycemic index of 19 compared to other sugars. Further, they state that an in vivo model demonstrated improved glucose homeostasis and insulin response from fructose, and honey may demonstrate potential therapeutic actions. Simple sugars play a role in various metabolic processes. They are involved in the synthesis of important biomolecules and help in the functioning of cellular processes. Also, glucose, a type of simple sugar, is a primary energy source for the brain. And glucose is found naturally in several real food sources, which is different from synthetically produced substitutes, and therefore are subject to differences. Additionally, Shell et al. 2022 state, it is now more recognized that honey has many therapeutic properties, including antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, wound healing, and antioxidant activities. Certain kinds of honey are especially bioactive, and this has been linked predominantly to their floral source. Honey contains non-digestible oligosaccharides, and growing evidence from in vitro, vivo, and other studies suggests that some kinds of honey could have prebiotic capability to induce beneficial changes in the gut. Honey contains non-digestible carbohydrates, which act as prebiotics. These compounds are associated with promoting beneficial changes in gut microbiota, reducing harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli, while encouraging the growth of beneficial species such as lactobacillus and bifidobacteria. Some phenolic acids in honey include rosmarinic acid, ferulic acid, caffeic acid, gallic acid, coumaric acid, and several others. These phytoconstituents are associated with anti-inflammatory properties. Additionally, the anti-diabetic and hypoglycemic capacity of honey can be attributed to its antioxidant ability, thanks to its phenolic compound content. As the pathogenesis of diabetes, mellitus appears to be closely associated with the presence of oxidative stress and ROS, Palma Morales et al., 2023. Furthermore, as suggested, honey is also used for weight management in holistic diets. Honey consumption has been associated with increased serum levels of antioxidants such as vitamin C, B-carotene, uric acid, and glutathione reductase, and the total phenolic content which results from phenolic antioxidants in the honey. These compounds appear to increase diet-induced thermogenesis and thus may be related to the weight loss associated with honey consumption. Diet-induced thermogenesis, DIT, is the increase in energy expenditure that occurs after eating, resulting from the body's processes of digesting and metabolizing food. In terms of honey being an anti-inflammatory agent when consumed in an appropriate and healthful way, subject to the quality of the honey, Rana et al. 2021, suggests that honey demonstrates immunomodulatory actions. It is helpful to the immune system in two ways. It can reduce inflammation by lowering certain inflammatory factors in the body and decrease the production of substances that cause inflammation. Second, it can increase the levels of some inflammatory mediators like prostaglandin E2, PGE2, and cyclooxygenase 2, COX2. Overall, most therapeutic properties of honey come from the polyphenols. Holistically, honey is consumed as part of a nourishing diet, in which particular points are paid attention to before consumption, such as its source, quality, polyphenolic content, region, and method of intake. Several natural honey producers now list the total phenolic content in their honey. Considering some of the types of honey, there are several. For example, Palma Morales et al. 2023 suggests that clover, basswood, citrus, thyme, tea plant, flowers, buckwheat, eucalyptus, labiate, and manuka has beneficial effects on certain parameters, such as cardiovascular factors, satiety, glucose tolerance, etc. Overall, honey is a high-quality source of natural nutrition. In Ayurvedic diets for healthy adults, it's consumed as a sort of tonic. Also suggested to nourish mental stability and intellect, honey reigns as a powerful source for healthfulness. It is also a symbol of the generosity of nature and its bees. Subject to individual suitability and individual health status.